Good morning. This channel is Magnolia Nana. My name is Sharon, and this channel is all about cross stitch with some reading and book recommendations thrown in. Sometimes some crochet, often talk about my inside flowers. I'm not much in the outside flowers department because of our drought right now, but I welcome you. I'm so glad to have you here. If you are a long-time viewer, I especially want to thank you for your patience and your encouragement. It's been a long time. If you are a new viewer, thank you for coming. Don't hesitate to subscribe if you like what you see. We're a small channel, but we love talking about our craft and also about books. I am a retired educator, and it has been a year and a couple of months since I retired. I do think that I am busier now than I was when I was working. We've had so much going on, and I'll fill you in a little bit about that toward the end. We have cross stitch today, a fully finished, a finished, we have some whips, and we have several book recommendations. So if you have a beverage or you're stitching with you, I hope you'll enjoy. This is Flosstube number 92, which I cannot believe. And it is August 22nd, Tuesday, and another hot, dry summer day here in North Central Texas. We are desperate for rain and some relief from the heat. But we know that we will get through summer and move on to fall, and we're looking forward to that. I'd like to show you first my fully finished object. I had set aside 4 small finishes that I wanted to make into pillows. And if you've been with me before, you know that I got a new sewing machine because I was on a sew dresses for the granddaughters mission, which is completed and accomplished, and I've seen all the girls wearing their dresses. Made my heart so happy. So I was and am able to finish these pillows, but I only have one to show you today because I pulled out my rotary cutter to do some strip framing of the cross stitch, and the rotary cutter has no blade. I don't know what happened, whether I have a second rotary cutter with a blade, and if this one never had one, but I was stopped in my tracks after one finish because I can't find a rotary cutter with a blade. I've got to solve that problem today. So you may remember that I stitched April by the Prairie Schooler probably a couple of years ago. My birthday month is April. And I love spring. I love sheep, lambs, bunnies, the ducks, just everything about this, the pink house. We tweaked my pattern a little bit because this pattern, and I'm sorry I didn't bring you the mock-up picture, had a big bunny right here in the corner. And for some reason, I just wasn't thrilled with where that bunny was sitting up in the sky. So my artist daughter helped me graph or place some more of the pink flowers. So that was the change I made there. Those of you who have stitched this with the bunny up there, it looks wonderful. Just forgive me for expressing concern about that. But the way I was stitching it, this is what I wanted. Of course, you're not going to have flowers in the sky either. So, But I splurged when I was shopping for fabric and bought a small amount of Liberty of London fabric for this pillow because if you look at these colors, I hope they're coming through on your end. They are the perfect match for the colors used in the design. Now, I strove for simplicity here because there is so much going on in the design. My husband is a little disappointed. He wanted to have this framed, but y'all, framing is so expensive, and we have not learned to do it ourselves. It's on our list. But I love seeing both sides of this, and I think it's a good finish for this piece. What I really should do is do September, which is his birthday month, and we could have them both together. But that is Prairie Schooler April, finished. It was stitched 2/2 on 28 count even weave, mystery color, because it was a gift to me. And I did all the right corner things, and I still don't have my stuffing all the way where I'd like it. I may redo that later, but for now it's finished and I'm thrilled. I'd forgotten how much I loved the design on this piece, especially down there in the grass. Would you look at that sheep and those bunnies and those pink daisies? Oh my goodness. All right, so it will be displayed all the time in our bedroom. Then I have a finished object. This was a new start and a finish. It is by Scissortail Designs, called Stitching by the Sea. If you're like me, the beach is your happy place. I don't live near a beach, but I love visiting them. And this just says, Stitching by the Sea is where I want to be. The colors on this one are more of the earthy tones. So I did change a little bit of that to make it a little bit brighter for my little front bedroom decor. So I will show you what I have. And I also did this one on a blue even weave. This is the one that comes from Hobby Lobby. So it's blue, 28 count. I don't know if you need to know anything else about that. So here is Stitching by the Sea. I hope you can see. I hope you can see Stitching by the Sea. Love the crabs, the starfish. Now I chose a variegated DMC for my lettering because I wanted to do the blues, but I didn't just want one particular blue. It did call for beads on the starfish center and for the fish's eyes, but I did not have the beads it called for, so I just put an X for the starfish middle. What did I do for those? Yeah, I just stitched the eyes with a different color. I don't always stitch smalls, but these were such a nice break. And this one I think I finished, about a month ago, right after I had filmed my last video. So it was a fun get back into the groove of summer stitching. So I want to purchase some beachy fabric today. And I definitely want to make this into a pillow with, excuse me, the strips of fabric around the edges to accent the colors and the design. I hope I can still find that. That may be a search. We'll see. Now let's go to whips. Where to start? Okay. Guys, I lost my stitchy bug, and I just realized I forgot something very important. I don't think I know how to pause this, so in a minute, I will go show you the whip that I forgot. I'll go get it, and hopefully you can just talk amongst yourselves while I run to the bedroom. My sal with Natalie of Home Sweet Home Handmade is Needleworker's Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. There is absolutely nothing about this design that I do not love, but if you have seen a video with me before, you know that I miscounted big time on my house. So I've done very little. I ripped out, I still need to rip out this much, but I ripped out where I had made the mistake. And we're getting a glare. I started putting back here at the bottom. That's all I've done. And I don't think this is what caused me to lose my stitching bug, but something really did. So I'll talk more about that right in a moment. But once I get this ripped out, which is on my to-do list for the rest of this week, I want to try to either finish the house or finish the lady's skirt. And I think that will encourage me to get back to this. I don't know why I picked the two biggest motifs to start with. Maybe that was my problem. I know that Natalie has done the alphabet, and I believe she has done some of the border and maybe these motifs. She started her house, I believe. But oh my goodness, I really want this. I want it finished. This one, I think I can tell you what it's stitched on, maybe. Is stitched on Summersky, 32 count, and it is jobelyn. I've never stitched on jobelyn before, but it is a variegated blue, which is just, you can't see the variegation, but it is a beautiful fabric. So we must get to this quickly. Combining that mistake with this mistake may be what messed with my stitchy bug. I had started Rosewood Manor's Dogwood lace around the time of my birthday. It was one of my birthday starts because I love the dogwood flower and the dogwood trees. And I had decided to make mine in the colors of the dogwood blossoms rather than the solid red. So at my local needlework shop, I chose this DMC. And I don't know what this specialty floss is called, but this is 4180. It is a variegated pink. Beautiful to work with. A lot more reasonable than another specialty floss. And I was really doing a great, let's see, is this correct? Hang on, guys. Which way does it go? Yes, it's this way. The fabric is a gray, and I'll look and see if I can tell you what that is. But here is my mistake. Where you see this little strip here, this flower going this way, so that little strip, that is one thread off. Well, it's 1/2 on 36 count. But that whole thing needs to move over. So more frogging. And I had done, this does not show up, I do apologize. I had done this center motif without any trouble. And I was just, here we go, down here and up here and all of this. So I don't know what happened. I'm going to look at it again, but I do not think fudging is an option because this is a geometric design and each side is a mirror image of the other. So there is that. But it will be so delicate and beautiful. So both of those were frogging issues. And then while we were traveling to visit one of our daughters and her sweet family, I packed this one, which was a gift from Natalie, Home Sweet Home Handmade, thinking, oh, this will be the easiest travel piece. It is by Puntini, and it is called When I Think of Stitching. And you'll see all of our stitching tools and implements and creations on here. It's just a delightful pattern. But I made a mistake, and I will never learn. I admit it, my age, I'll never learn. I chose an inexpensive linen to stitch this on. It's the one from Hobby Lobby. And this is all I got done on that trip because this linen is a pain. It's so loosely woven that your stitches do not want to lay nicely. And so I kept frogging to try to get nice stitches. And I almost decided to restart it, but I have talked myself into trying to put in one of the motifs down here, maybe one of the skeins of floss, to see how the stitches look in a color before I decide to start over, restart new fabric. Sometimes box store fabric can be great. Don't get me wrong. Much of my work is done on that fabric. But there is something about this natural linen, it is 32 count, that just does not like my stitches. So you see, I got frustrated. So let me show you one more, and then I'll run get the one that fixed my stitchy bug. This is a big project that I have loved from the beginning. It is one my husband chose called Russian Windows by Owl Forest Embroidery. And of course, this is not available now with all that's going on over there. But I had started it way before the war in Ukraine. And so I pulled this out because I knew that this stitching was calm and therapeutic. A, I love their linen. B, I love their floss. Your variegation is taken care of for you. So I got tons of progress on this, and I hope this board will behave for us today. Oh yes, here we go. I don't ever know how to show you what I've done before because I don't know how to do that. Put the picture in. One day I will learn. I had finished the middle, I know, and I think I finished this window. But the point is I have done, here we go, a lot of the border. Isn't that beautiful? And then I have come down to what is the very bottom of the design and finished these windows. And I believe these are new. Look at the kitty. There's a kitty in this window and a kitty in the big window. So lots and lots of stitching time was put on this one, which was a good thing. So I'm not halfway through because I would need to do one more window under the center one, and I would need to work some more on the border. But to see this much progress did really encourage me. Our blues and our sea greens are in here. He just loves the architecture, of course. So we really want this one finished and definitely framed. That border was a lot of fun to stitch. You would think it would get boring, but it actually did not. And you can see up the top. So such fun. So that helped. I'll have to say that definitely helped. So talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to run to get the project that fixed the stitchy bug. I'll be right back. Forgive me. Back. This is why we're a small channel. We are so far from being professional here. Okay, here's the story. I had a precious new designer reach out and ask if I would accept one of her charts and stitch it, and that she would love to give a PDF chart to one of my viewers. So we're going to have 2 giveaways today. But the beautiful work is done by a new creation studio, and I want to show you what I'm stitching. It's on my laptop, and I'm hoping you can see this. Okay. It is called the Autumn. Well, people. Okay, Autumn Band Sampler. Now I have to tell you, I did not print this. The pattern comes in color as well as black and white. It is some of the most beautifully charted patterns I've ever worked from. But I'm stitching it from my computer. And so as you would in Pattern Keeper, you can make it bigger. Oh my word, it has been the most, the easiest and most calming stitching ever. So my progress on this is right here. And oh my word, people, look at those fall colors. Even in this lighting, you can see how beautiful those are. So what you are seeing is the middle of the design. I'm planning to work up from this band up to the house and the fence, which will be up here. The border on the sides will be that way for the whole design, which is great because I have that memorized. But would you look at those flowers? I wish you could see the shading of those fall colors. I am stitching this on 25 count country mocha, and I believe this is jobelyn. I believe it is. So 2/2. I cannot say enough about this. Every evening I have sat down and done at least part of a band. Last night, even after a very busy day, I did this band right here and started the little border here. I think the Welcome Autumn with the border may have taken me 2 nights. I think I did the basket motif border one evening and then finished that border. Now the flowers took me a couple of evenings. But I want to thank a new creation studio for this wonderful gift, and I want to offer the same to you with her encouragement and generosity. So if you will be interested in any of her designs, you would receive a PDF. All you would have to give me would be your email, and I would be able to share that with her. Now, there are 4 band samplers, one for each season. There are beautiful, beautiful Christmas designs. These are Christian designs, definitely some religious, most of them, except for the seasonal samplers. Oh my goodness, so many beautiful, beautiful designs. I think of 1 or 2 scripture verses, and most of those are fairly small. Gifted designer, no question. I will be ordering another one as soon as this one is finished. So if you would like to enter this giveaway, I need you to comment. Let's use the word new, N-E-W. And I will choose from the comments with the word new, or the random comment picker will choose. And I will say I plan to be back within the next couple up to 3 weeks. But whenever I come back, we will have the drawing, and I'll be able to get in touch with her, and she will send that pattern right away. And for you today, if you're curious, Google a new creation studio.com, or is it studios plural? Hang on, guys. I don't want to tell you the wrong. No, it's singular. A new creation studio, and it will pop right up and you'll see her beautiful designs. Again, such fun, and Stitchy Bug is back all into stitching autumn, even though it's 104 to 108 here every day. Can't recommend highly enough. DMC, easy to assemble your kit yourself, and you can either work from your computer or your iPad, or you can print in black and white or in color. Beautiful, beautiful charts. Super easy to read, even with 66-year-old eyes. So if you're interested in that, use the word new, N-E-W, in your comment. And same rules everyone says, over 18, although I won't need your address, but I would need your email, so let's keep it over 18. And obviously this can go anywhere in the world because she will email it to you. How exciting. The other giveaway, I'll go ahead and talk about it since I can't keep my thoughts on track today, will be my Stitching by the Sea chart, scissor tail designs. I would love to share this with someone who also enjoys stitching beachy themed projects, even though it's the end of the summer. Beaches are gorgeous anytime. So for that comment, let's use the word beach, B-E-A-C-H. If you would like for me to mail this to you for that giveaway, use the word beach. I will ask that this be within the United States, please, for this particular giveaway. And I appreciate your understanding about that. Okay, that's all the stitching. And we're 25 minutes in, so let's talk briefly about books and then a very quick life update so that you can cut it off and go your way if you're not interested in that. I have had some wonderful reading in the last couple of months, and I have to thank my stitchy friend Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher, for recommending this book to me. And I've read the whole series now, and I'm anxiously awaiting the fourth one, which comes out in September. Richard Osman is the author, and it is called The Thursday Murder Club. Mystery, hilarity, characters you would love to bring home for dinner, just the best. This gentleman, I believe, writes for television in the UK, but he is now, I believe, maybe a full-time author. Oh, people, I'm so sad it's over. I want to say that the first one, The Thursday Murder Club, was very clean. I don't think we had a problem with language or anything else other than, of course, murder and some organized crime, but nothing graphic or inappropriate. The next two that I read were just as hilarious, just as delightful, but there was a little more than I would have preferred language or gritty or steamy. I don't know. You know me. I have the taste of a grandmother. But they're still delightful. They're worth reading if you can overlook small words and small allusions to things that the first book did not have. So the second one is called The Bullet That Missed. And then the third is The Last Devil to Die. I'll put these down below so that you'll know what you're looking for. Highly recommend. Then I went on a D.E. Stevenson read again. Definitely one of my new favorite older authors. She was a cousin to Robert Louis Stevenson. So that gives you the time frame of when she wrote. Oh my word, these books are the best. The two I finished this summer are Katherine Wentworth, and that's Katherine with a K, and then The Young Clementina. And oh my word, people, you jump in and you stay with those characters and that storyline until the very end. Katherine Wentworth was predominantly in Scotland, which I loved. The Young Clementina was in, definitely Britain. Was some of that in London? Yes, I believe so. Oh my word, I could read D.E. Stevenson always. Now, I read the two that I read, actually listened to by audiobook on Scribd. So I don't know where to tell you to find D.E. Stevenson. If any of you love her and you have another source, put that in the comments for others to read because these are so amazing. They're well written, they're clean, they keep you thinking, and yet they make you feel warm and cozy, as they say, and teach you something about that area or that period of history. Then my last book, and I'll be quiet, is Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. And I'm sure you've all seen this movie. It's a little 120-page, almost a novella. And I've seen the movie. I wish I had read the book first. The book is delightful. This particular library copy also has Mrs. Harris Goes to New York. So I'm hoping to read both of those before this is due. I would say this is just delightful, heartwarming, entertaining, and of course, better than the movie, as all books are, but I would recommend the movie as well. So precious. So you will love that, I hope. This is by Paul Gallico. And I believe that's it for the books. Quick life update. If you're ready to sign off, Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you again in the next 3 to 4 weeks, maybe sooner, especially if I get those pillows made. Don't forget, if you want to enter the 2 giveaways, the first one for the PDF, put the word new, N-E-W. The second one for the beach pattern would be just for the United States, and let's use the word beach. Thank you. Okay, so we visited family in North Carolina, had a lovely, lovely celebration of precious twin girl's birthday, got to see our family from South Carolina for a brief time. So that was 8 of the grandchildren that we got to spend time with back in the end of July. Such a blessing. I left for that trip with what I would call an ear something, just a little uncomfortable. I'm still fighting that silly infection. I got back and had to see the doctor. I've had to see the doctor again, but we're on the mend. It's just brought me down a bit. I'm very grateful for good health, and when I don't have it, it just slows me down. But I'm so grateful that I'm almost over, we hope, all the symptoms or all the problems, and I should, by the end of this week, be myself again. But we're talking a month of upper respiratory, ear, you know, the whole thing. Anyway, we had some renovations going when we got back from our trip in our kitchen, and I don't think all the dust and people in and out and the heat and the air pollution coming into the house had any help with this upper respiratory stuff. But so excited to have a new floor in our kitchen, and then to have kitchen cabinets painted. That was a whole process, but the gentleman handled it so professionally. It was far less invasive and troublesome than we had expected it to be. So we still have some work to do here in the kitchen that we will do ourselves. But oh my word, people, after being here for 25 years, this is a welcome improvement. So what will need to be done will be the painting of the walls and the ceiling, and then probably removing valances and redoing window. We'll see what we do with windows. We do need the privacy of the blinds, so we'll see what we decide. But we are not painting for the next few weeks because my husband and I both are just exhausted after travel, sickness, and renovations for 2 weeks. So I know you understand if you've been through any of the above. It's going to be a busy fall. We're almost there, and we cannot wait for the cooler temperatures. But again, grateful for the time with our sweet families, grateful to be home, back to our own routine in our own church and the friends. So good to see you. Sorry it's been so long. Since my stitchy bug is back, I think you'll see me again sooner rather than later. I will be shopping for beach fabric today and either purchasing another rotary cutter or borrowing one so that I can get those pillows finished. And when they are finished, I may pop back on here and show you those, as well as my progress on Autumn Band Sampler. Thank you again. Have a wonderful week. Let me hear from you, what you're working on, what you're reading, and don't forget to enter the giveaways. See you soon. Bye-bye.